Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Thank you for joining us. Back full go these days, for a year and a half maybe even a little longer. We struggled finding a lot of events because so many things were canceled due to COVID. I mean, it was brutal to everyone, and certainly all the events, the festivals, the fair, anything you had was, if it wasn't completely canceled, certainly was curtailed, and you couldn't have it like you always had it because crowds were an issue, masks were always an issue. Well, I'm thankful to say as we've talked to people, especially our Fairfield County Health Department Commissioner, Joe Ebel, that things are back full go right now. That may change in the future. I guess we never know about that, but right now it's really looking good. And one of the events we're pleased to talk about again, at least from a personal standpoint, being a West Sider myself, is the Lancaster, Ohio Community Days Festival. That's right. Absolutely. That's why I got Erick Keener here with me, because Erick is the man that knows that. Lancaster, Ohio Community Days Festival. I confused that because once upon a time it was just kind of called the West Side Festival.
Right.
And that's how it started, 10 years ago?
10 years ago now.
It's hard to believe this has been going on that long, a decade.
It's 10 years. It's our 10th year anniversary. We're really excited about it. It's hard to believe that it's been 10 years.
Erick Keener's the head of this, and last year it was a big event last year because you had to take a year off when that all hit. That would have been in 20.
Yes, sir.
And then you came back in 21, and boy, you had big crowds out there at the fairgrounds.
We did. We had a little bit over 7,000 people that we were projecting just through our ticket booth that we sold tickets to get in. So we were very excited with that. That was our largest event yet, and we're really trying to make this event grow bigger and bring some more entertainment in for the local community.
Shane's got a poster we're going to put up right here. We'll let everybody see it. But just in reading about it, boy, you have got some entertainment going on almost top to bottom for 3 days. And the dates are May
20th, 21st, and 22nd.
So a couple of weeks away yet, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, sir.
We hope for good weather, which last year you had great weather. We'll
Absolutely.
hope for that again. But you're at the fairgrounds 20, 21, and 22. Times are...
So we'll open up Friday from 5 to 10. Saturday is from noon until 10, and Sunday is from 12 to 6.
12 to 6. I mean, plenty of time to get out there. And these, and I'll just say, if you've never been there, and I don't know how many people have not been there. I know most have, but it's very family friendly. I mean, that's really what you hang your hat on. You're a key there to make sure families have a great time there.
Right. We want something for everybody to come and do and watch. We have a lot of different ground attractions they're all free to do. Once you pay to get in, we have craft vendors, we have commercial vendors in there. So if you need gutters or roof done, hey, you're looking for something, t-shirts from cutting boards to knives, just homemade wood crafts that, say country living on it. We have all those type of vendors at the event. We have fair style foods. Everybody loves their fair style foods.
Absolutely.
I've got right around about 14 to 15 style food vendors going to be in there. I have an amusement company. So, we have amusement rides on the grounds also. There is a fee for that. I don't know the fee yet. That changes from year to year. But everything else we got going on is the free part of it. So you got to pay to get in. If you want something to eat, you'll have to pay for something to eat. Then the amusement rides, just like the county fair, those are things you just have to foot the bill for. But we have music entertainment. So Friday night we have a tribute band. Tommy Lee does Billy Joel and Elton John.
That's right.
Elton John.
Yeah.
Then on Saturday we have two more tribute bands. We have Styx and we have Queen that'll be playing.
Nice.
And
that's Saturday.
That is Saturday.
Is that in the grandstands?
No, sir. We're not utilizing the grandstands. Not yet. That's always a goal of ours to have a very larger entertainment act to come in, be able to utilize that. But right now we're on a smaller stage, and usually we have a couple hundred people.
Have some bleachers set up there?
Bleachers, it's all lawn seating.
Okay.
It is all lawn seating, so please bring your own blanket or your own chairs. Just sit down and listen to the free
So
entertainment.
if your intention is that you want to come and look around, but you also want to be there for the entertainment, then bring a lawn chair.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
a blanket, I guess. You can
Or a
bring
blanket. And if it's dry out, you can just sit on the grass. There's nothing wrong with that either. So
This is the Lancaster, Ohio Community Festival Days, May 20, 21, and 22. And again, it started out as the West Side. And this sort of came out of what? From you're the head of the Block Watch on the West Side over there, aren't you?
well, I'm just a member. I was
Okay.
a member. I was the president, the
Okay.
Block Watch captain. So this festival is spun off of the West Side United Neighbors Block Watch. We're a community block watch. We have issues in our neighborhood, just like anybody else
Yeah.
in this city. So we want to make changes. Well, in order to make those changes, it takes some money, some cash flow to do that. So raffles only went so far. So we said, you know what? Why don't we put on a festival? That way, everybody enjoys it. We get to make a little money in the backside, and we take all the money we take, and a lot of it gets put back to the festival, but a lot of it also gets put back out into the community for different things. So things that we do with our money, the sheriff's department and our local police department here in town, we've donated and bought equipment for them. We bought cameras for them. Their canine division, we bought vests and different equipment for them. Our food pantries here in this town, we've donated to that. We did a summer reading program through Dolly Parton's reading.
Yeah, very
program.
big. Very
That's
big.
a very big one. So we've done that. During holiday times, we assist the West Elementary School with needy families, who need a little extra help a long
Sure,
time. So
sure.
we've done that. The probation department, we help them out. So one, they have individuals have to do community service, so they come to our event and they help us out, and we provide a service for them. But also for the child's court program, we donate money toward them over the holidays too for their different programs and activities they do. There's a lot. I'm trying to remember all of them, but it's not.
I just think it's obvious that the point of all that is that the money just doesn't sit there
Right.
and try to build on it for next year. Certainly you have to have some seed money to start with, but the point is to make the money and
Right.
keep the money here in the community.
Absolutely. Some of the other entertainment that we have this year, which is I think is pretty exciting, it's called Dragon Keepers. So
I saw that, yeah.
So basically, we have about an 8-foot, almost a 9-foot dragon that walks around. It's animatronic. It blows smoke. The eyes, the wings move. It's about a 45-minute skit is what goes on, and they have knights that come out and perform, and a little sword fighting. And their sister company, who is actually the main company, they do Dino Roar. They were with us last year, and that was a very big hit. So this is a new spinoff from their main company, and we're their first go out for
Really?
them.
So this will be the first one.
First one for their whole entire new program, so we're pretty excited about that, to see how it works, and hopefully we get a pretty big crowd with that. We have a high performance dogs, which is out of Canal, Winchester. They'll be with us on a Sunday.
Okay. So they're just all kind of it's family oriented.
Oh, absolutely. And some of the other money we do donate to is the cannon right over here in the square, right? We have the William McKinley, I should say, that maintains a cannon and stuff like that. They need money, so
Sure.
we donate money back out to the community to help them fund that little bit of their program. So our money is going back out. They come in, they set up a Civil War encampment, give their history spiel. They always pick up new members, and
Yeah.
people really enjoy it, and they get to fire the cannon too.
Well, the reenactors, they do a great job there. They're fun. And I want to mention is while we're talking about, again, this is, year 11? Is it year 11, year 10?
It's 10 for the festival,
Okay.
but the Block Watch,
Okay.
it's been together for about 11 and a half years.
Well, and like I say, it kind of evolved out of a little program on the west side now to just becoming this gigantic function at Fairfield County Fairgrounds, just a few blocks here on Fair Avenue, May 20, 21, and 22, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I know you have a lot of people involved with you who help do things. It takes a lot of people to put something like this on, but I do want to mention my friend Bob Lynn. Bob was when we started talking about this, I guess it's probably been 10 years ago
Yes.
now. Bob was kind of the go-to guy. He probably was in your seat 10 years ago where he was on the ground floor of this, and actually your neighbor over there on Garfield
Yes.
Avenue, you both still live there, and that's nice to know. But I want to say hi to Bob and his wife Charlotte. They were instrumental in kind of getting me involved and getting me to realize this is going on, and I'm just amazed at how this thing has grown. you think about what it was a decade ago, and it was a nice function then, but you kind of feel your way, but then you go to last year, 7,000 people at the fairgrounds.
Over 3 days, we were very excited.
That's remarkable, the things you've done. And again, that's what causes you to get more things for this year, more and changing new things to get people in there.
And we are already planning for next year already.
Wow.
And normally we don't hit our planning stage until January, but things have come up. Other events, other ground attractions are already contacting us, and our music entertainment, we're looking for a country entertainer for next year. We've already got one on the
because it's all about timing, I guess, is when you have it, who's available because this is our weekend, so who's available that weekend.
And we got something really big planned for next year. We'll just keep that under wraps right now.
All right.
And that's a pretty big thing for us to do. So I mean, it costs a little bit of money, but it's something that everybody will definitely enjoy.
So again, it's $5 to get in.
Yes,
but
sir.
then and if you want to eat, you have plenty of
food vendors,
booths and food vendors around there. There are rides for the kids, lots of crafts, lots of business vendors there. It's just a time to walk around. Then entertainment each evening. So again, the hours it's May 20, 21, and 22. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the hours are
on Friday. It's from 5 to 10. Saturday is from noon until 10, and Sunday is from noon until 6.
So it's the Lancaster,
Ohio Community Days Festival.
Ohio. We got to put Ohio because there's other Lancasters in there. Lancaster, Ohio Community Festival Days at the fairgrounds, May 20, 21, and 22. Erick Keener's with us, who heads it up. Erick, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Keep the weather good.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good. We'll be back on Fairfield Today in just a moment.
The Lancaster Festival returns for its 38th season, July 21st through the 30th. This year, we proudly present Rick Springfield on July 23rd and Lady A on July 30th. Reserved seating and general admission tickets are available at lancasterfestival.org, by phone at 740-687-4808, or at the box office located at 117 West Wheeling Street in Lancaster. For the full lineup, visit lancasterfestival.org.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
When we came here, when Dad was sick, you walked in the doors and you knew you made the right decision.
Yeah.
They treated Dad like he was so special.
Like he was the only one here.
And they not only treated our dad, but they treated our family.
Yeah.
We had cots, we had soup, we had food. I mean, they treated us like part of the family.
Yeah.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank Erick Keener come in talking about the community festival coming up here in a couple of weeks. Very exciting. Another event that's coming up, and a little closer to that, is actually coming up this weekend, is the Lancaster Corral. I've got a perfect spokesman for that, one of the tenors in the group to talk about that, Nathan Hogg. Nathan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
Exciting time for the Corral, and I will mention that the Lancaster Corral, I think we look at them as Central Ohio's premier choral ensemble. They are just heads and shoulders above so many other groups. They just do a great job. We're very fortunate to have their director, Stephen Caracciolo. Would that be close? Caracciolo. See, he's got the perfect accent. Nathan's talked to him just frequently and understands that. But he replaced Bob Trocchia several years ago to do that. But the Corral, after, like most groups and most singing events, had to take some time off. And now this is the second concert back.
Yeah, this will be the second concert back after our pandemic break.
Sure, that was tough.
But it's been wonderful to get back into the community and start making music again.
I think sometimes maybe everybody thinks, well, and maybe singers like that too. You've got so many events you do. They're just every weekend. You're full of stuff. All of a sudden you didn't have any.
Yeah,
it was a true break, and I thought maybe that kind of recharges the batteries.
It absolutely. The small benefits we can find from shutdowns is that it gives us a chance to recharge, but most of us are charged by the experience of being in front of an audience, being in a group of professional musicians that just are encouraging each other to excel. We've got musicians from all over the country that come to sing in the Lancaster Chorale. We've never had our hands out into the country more than we ever have. So we have artists that sing with the Nashville Opera and the Skylark Ensemble in Boston, and that are full-time musicians. So it's awesome to be able to bring that into downtown Lancaster.
And again, so what you think about, you're surrounded by people who love it as much as you do.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what their feeling is. They're here because they want to be here,
absolutely.
and they're good at their craft.
Yeah.
So this weekend coming up, it's the Sweet Spring. And we'll talk about what that means. Part songs, folk songs, and bird songs. Nathan will give us a nice look at what that all means. But they've actually got two shows, and they've gone to a lot more now of performing one of the shows up in Columbus and then coming back down here. So this Saturday up at St. Mark's Episcopal Church, it'll be at 8 o'clock. You'll be there for that.
We certainly will be.
Oh, good. And then Sunday, of course, their venue typically here, they've moved around some, but it'll be up at St. Mary's Church up on the hill, just a block from here. And it's Sunday at 4 o'clock. The Sweet Spring, part songs, folk songs, and bird songs. Sounds like spring is in the air.
Spring is definitely in the air, and so it's wonderful to be able to do this kind of concert. We have a pretty diverse program of music planned. The first half are, like as you said, part songs and folk songs. Part songs are normally just secular songs. It's if you've been to a choral concert in the last 30 years, some of them can get a little heavy.
Yes. Well, that's the Corral.
Little heavy on church music and organ and everything else. And part songs are normally lighter fare. These would have been sung on the lawn at a lawn party or a garden party. Folk songs would have been sung at the pub. So you'll hear some familiar British folk songs from the British Isles, like Danny Boy and Loch Lomond and Scottish anthems. So that, and then the second half, we bring the whimsy.
Bring the whimsy.
It's all about bird songs, and these are songs from anywhere from arranged or composed in the last 10 years to 500 years ago. Okay. So. But bird song and the effect, the pleasantness of listening to birds twerting outside your window in the spring is at the core of that second half of music. So it's a little lighter, a little fun.
And you're somebody that has sung some of that heavier music over the years, of some big time heavy music, some more music of whimsy. Just a question, do you have a personal preference? Would you rather do one or the other, or it's all music and therefore it's all worth doing?
No, I think it's anything beautiful under heaven.
Yes.
As a musician, especially after the last few years, I'm just happy to be making any music.
Sure.
And I do everything from vocal jazz to barbershop to doo-wop to classical choral to symphonies and that kind of stuff. So I love it all.
So remind us again. I know you and everybody in the Corral, as Nathan has indicated, pretty much are professional choral directors, or at least professional musicians. When you look at their bios in there, it's some of the who's who of music. I will say that you guys are top notch. Stephen really gets the best people in here to do this. But when you do that and you get all these great people in here, you don't practice that long. You don't have 6 months to get ready for this concert. No. Isn't it like half a dozen shows, 4 or 5?
It's about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So we normally get our we have our music mailed to us.
Yes.
Fortunately, there's still a few of us that are actually local to Lancaster, Ohio, in here that can pick it up at the office. But most of us have the music mailed to us. We work on it on our own time. Show up to that first rehearsal in better shape than most groups perform.
I would guess.
So,
I would guess. You guys know the drill.
Yeah, and Stephen demands excellence, and that's what we get, and that's what the community deserves.
And this is 30 plus years for doing it. You have been probably 20 years?
Coming up on 20 years.
20 years in the Lancaster Corral.
So my first season was when I was a freshman vocal major at Capitol up in Bexley, and Bob had called me. I'd done some singing for him. We'd done some exchange programs in high school choirs, and and I jumped right in and never looked back.
You have to be one of the more senior members in terms of...
That's scary to think about.
Not in age, because I know you're not in age, but in terms of being there 20 years or so, that's going to be people much younger than you in terms of tenure.
Sure, and most of our members are newer at this point. We're a smaller group than we used to be, especially after pandemic. We've gone from being a 32 voice to a 24 voice to some of our concerts were 16, so it's pretty lean. And we just kind of go with availability with musicians like we have that are in demand across the country. Sometimes our roster changes from concert to concert just because of these singers being in such high demand.
Yeah, it's an amazing group to go to. Again, it's the premier choral group in Central Ohio. It's coming up this Saturday and Sunday.
Absolutely. This Saturday up in Upper Arlington, we've been fortunate. Upper Arlington has taken us into their bosom.
I know and that's a nice location.
It's a beautiful, beautiful location, convenient parking, lots of restaurants nearby, and it's just a lovely opportunity to share our music with another community.
Sure.
And even after 30 years, we're still, when we perform in Columbus, we're still getting the comments like, we didn't even know this existed. And so it's wonderful. It's very rewarding to be able to find new fans.
And I know that's been part of Stephen's outreach is to, and I'd have to think maybe you enjoy it too. You work all this time on music. You get it down so well, you know it. You do it one time and maybe you never see it again. But at least now you get to perform it twice in front of an audience that really cares.
Yeah. And the opportunity to perform it twice, yes, in front of a different audience, and we're a community of actually pretty rich in the arts between the Lancaster Community Chorus and Lancaster Fairfield Youth Choir and handbell ensembles and just tons of churches that do major works. So there's a lot of demand for the time of the people in this community that can't always make it to our local concert. So it's great to have another opportunity. They can have a different chance to go on a different date if Sunday doesn't work, but also just to get out in front of some new people.
And I mentioned this when I have Clarence on. I've had Lita Cook on. We talked about handbells and different things. But this is something that I talk about a lot. And you've been around long enough to know it. When you started this 20 years ago, if you were a student...
Every time you say that, I'm going to cry a little.
And you go to Capitol and you leave Lancaster, there's not much here for you to sing after you get out of college. There just is not. There weren't great groups, but since then is the groups you've mentioned. Now you've got the Chorale, you've got the Community Chorus, which Clarence directs. There are handbell ensembles for the instrumental side of things. Many churches, there's a Lancaster handbell ensemble. There's a lot more opportunity. There's a women's barbershop group that comes around here.
One voice. There's a lot more.
It's really grown
going on in this community than there used to be. And we probably take that for granted. I mean, we don't realize it. We were always just kind of, all of these organizations can consider ourselves hidden jewels, and we don't really want to be hidden.
Yeah, you're jewels, but be a little more well known. Is this an enjoyable concert? Was it fun to learn the music for this?
It was a delight.
Being a little lighter fare.
It's delightful. It's charming music that it's just fun to step out of kind of the norm and do something with a little more charm and whimsy.
Let me get, and I think we've probably got a couple minutes here. We'll get back to the crowd in a second, but I want to mention your wife, Kylie Hogg, who is a vocal music teacher out at Fairfield Union. But for our purposes today, she's a director and a reasonably new director of the Lancaster Fairfield County Youth Choir, and I've been to their concert bang-up job. She's got some great young people. She's enthusiastic. You can see it. She has to be very excited. Does she sing in the chorale this year, too?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
This will be her 22nd year.
Yeah, I know
she started when
she's
she was still in high school.
Been there a long time. But now that another arm of the chorale, they're a younger arm of the chorale. They sponsor that, and they are really good.
It's a wonderful group, and I was actually a founding member of that group back when Kathy Brown started.
Sure,
in
that
the
was
mid-90s.
original.
And so it's wonderful to see that in my wife's hands now.
Yeah.
And I'm for some reason the de facto audio and sound engineer and marketing
Wonder
person.
how that works.
I know, it's just like I don't direct a choir of my own.
But you can tell when she's enjoying it. She loves it up there, and she's really in her element with kids that just really enjoy singing, much like Stephen would be for you.
Yeah, and they're really starting to grow. That excitement, that joy of music is starting. I mean, from her first concert with them was in February or early March, and they've added 3 members since then. And they're going to next weekend. They'll be going to Kings Island for a performance and a day of fun. But they're really they're starting to look for more singers, to have open auditions, and just to get out into the community and hopefully be a part of the Lancaster Chorale concerts in the future as well.
And they've always been, especially around holidays.
Yep.
I remember they were leading into the Christmas or the Thanksgiving right around then. The one that is then that a big part of that was the fun of having the young people up there and doing it. And you've been part of that both as a singer and as an adult now, and that just adds to the ambiance of the whole day.
It certainly does.
Yeah. So the Sweet Spring.
Sweet Spring, this Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday, it's going to be up in Upper Arlington, 8 o'clock, and that's May 14th, this Sunday at 8 o'clock up at St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Columbus. And Sunday, be down here just up on the hill from us at St. Mary's Church, 4 o'clock. You can go on Lancaster Corral. All the ticket information is on there. Get in. There's always plenty of seating available. And
Students are free. It's a great opportunity to get high school music students involved.
And they love to do that too. Please, if you know anybody that's a high school, get them to come to get them involved here. They'll enjoy it.
It's hard
so
to argue
much.
with free too.
Oh yeah, free. That's the right price. That's the right price. So it's this weekend. The Lancaster Corral, the all-professional chamber choir. Great concerts, both Saturday and Sunday. It's called the Sweet Spring. Part songs, folk songs, and bird songs. Sound effects, got the whole deal.
Yeah, maybe some surprises in there.
Yeah, well, Nathan's kind of teasing us.
Yeah,
bit, bring it on. Let Stephen get it going. Lancaster Corral, we love to talk about him. Nathan, thank you for all you do for them, and we enjoy it. Thank your wife for the great job she's doing with the youth choir,
Absolutely
too. We enjoy them. Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.